Rain hammered the tin roofs of the Lagos neighborhood, each drop echoing like restless drums. Inside Mama Ife's cramped sitting room, voices clashed louder than the storm. Ada stood by the window, arms crossed, her eyes sharp with betrayal. Tolu paced the room, his shirt clinging to his skin, words stumbling out like broken pieces. You lied to me, Tolu. Ada's voice cracked, both wounded and firm. Her tears mingled with the raindrops slipping down her face.
Mama Efe, the respected elder, raised a hand. Her weathered eyes scanned them both. Enough! Truth cannot drown, even in this storm. Speak it.
Kofi leaned in the doorway, his tall frame tense, fists clenched. His loyalty to Ada burned in his glare at Tolu. The silence that followed was heavier than thunder. The storm outside mirrored the chaos within, and though no answers had yet been spoken, everyone knew this night would change them forever. The storm eased, but tension lingered like thick smoke. Ada turned from the window, her tears drying into resolve. Her voice shook, yet it carried strength. Tell me, Tolu, no more half-truths. Why did you do it?
Tolu froze, chest heaving. His eyes darted to Mama Ife, then to Kofi's blazing stare. Finally he spoke. It was never meant to reach you. The deal, it went wrong. Now they're after me.
Ada's knees weakened and she gripped the wooden frame of a chair. You dragged us all into this.
Kofi stepped forward, fury cutting through his words. You endangered her. For money? For pride? He towered over Tolu, ready to strike. But Mama Efe's calm voice steadied the air. Violence won't heal truth. Speak it all, boy. Who are they?
Outside, the rain slowed, but the city still hummed with restless energy. Shadows loomed closer than the thunder ever had. The rain had stopped, leaving Lagos streets slick with reflections of neon lights and headlights. Tolu sat in his car, hands gripping the steering wheel as if it were the only thing anchoring him to reality. He had avoided Ada's calls all day, his mind trapped between guilt and fear. He wasn't always like this. Tolu had been dependable, steady as stone. Friends knew him as the man who never faltered, who always had a plan. But tonight, he felt like a stranger to himself. The secret he carried gnawed at him, the kind of truth that could shatter Ada's trust forever. He thought back to their first meeting, how her laughter had disarmed him, how her gaze made him want to be better. Yet the more he tried to hold on, the deeper he sank into mistakes he could not erase. In that quiet moment, the world outside seemed calm, but Tolu knew storms never stayed away for long. Ada sat on her balcony, the city buzzing faintly below, but her thoughts were far away. She had called Tolu so many times, each unanswered ring deepening the pit in her stomach. Something was wrong. She could feel it in her bones. She wasn't naive. She had seen signs before. The late nights, the sudden mood swings, the way his smile no longer reached his eyes. Yet she chose to believe him, because loving Tolu had always felt like holding on to light in the middle of chaos. But tonight the light felt dim. Raindrops from the earlier storm still clung to the railings, dripping slowly like a clock counting down. Ada wiped at her tears, frustration tightening her chest. If Tolu was hiding something, she deserved to know. Across town, Tolu's phone buzzed again. He stared at Ada's name flashing on the screen, his thumb hovering over the answer button, his heart pounding like a drum. Answering meant truth, silence meant safety, and silence always felt easier. Ada couldn't take the silence anymore. She stormed into the rain, her dress clinging to her skin as she flagged down a taxi. Her heart pounded with every street light that passed. Tonight, she would confront Tolu. Tolu sat in a dimly lit bar, shoulders hunched, nursing a glass he hadn't touched. His mind was a battlefield, regret clashing with fear. Then, like thunder in human form, Ada appeared at the doorway dripping wet, her eyes locked on him. Tolu, her voice cut through the low music. He froze. For a moment, it felt like the world had stopped spinning. Every lie, every excuse, every avoided call now standing in front of him, breathing, trembling, demanding truth. He stood, lips parting as if to explain, but no words came. Only the sound of rain hitting the windows and Ada's heavy breath filled the silence. The storm was no longer outside. It was here, between them. Tolu, she said, voice sharp with pain. How could you? Their voices rose, clashing like lightning and thunder. Accusations flew, words sharper than broken glass. Ada's hands trembled as she wiped tears, her voice cracking. Why would you borrow from that nasty man? Now he wants you to marry his daughter and leave me. Why would you do this?
Tolu's in a sad tone said, I was scared. He threatened that either I leave you for his daughter or he will kill you. His voice broke, echoing through the hushed bar.
Ada resentfully replied, You forget my father is bigger than these kingpins. He has been arrested. I was looking for you since morning to tell you.
The silence that followed was heavy. Tolu fell to his knees in front of her, water dripping from his hair onto the floor. Oh, finally, I was wrong not to tell about what was happening, he whispered, voice raw. I love you, and I did not want to lose you.
Ada's chest rose and fell with shattered breaths. Then she dropped to her knees too, raindrops and tears shining on her face. Don't you dare push me away again, she said softly, her hand on his cheek. They hugged each other tightly and affectionately, looking at each other, and for the first time they smiled and left the bar, together, hand in hand.